brother? Oh, I am so sincerely sorry. I did not mean to interrupt. No, it's nothing. More importantly, who is this? Oh my! A new addition to the Officers' Academy! I am so very pleased to meet you, Professor. I am Sedith's little sister, Flayn. I am so happy to make your acquaintance. May I let you in on something, Professor? My brother can be a bit callous. He told me that he was concerned about you, and hinted that perhaps you would be better off patrolling a coffin. Please excuse us, everyone. We shall see you again after the ceremony has concluded. Brother, wait. I do not like the path of your thoughts. I do not wish to live in some lonely, remote location where I never get to see anyone. Not ever again. Even if we ran off to some new, secret location, there is no guarantee that they would not find us. That is why I believe it would be safest to stay in the monastery, where we are surrounded by capable knights and professors. You know it is the only reasonable option. What if I were to join the professor's class? You think so too? I am so very pleased to hear that. With a professor like you nearby, I shall be safe no matter what foe should appear. Because, with a professor like you nearby, I shall be safe no matter what foe should appear. I shall give it my all. I have had the opportunity to experience much. Please allow me to offer you my gratitude once more, Professor. What? Why? Oh my, it is time to repay the kindness of the professor who saved my life. That's right. Our professor is no ordinary human. Who, me? No, it is nothing. May we all see this through to the end. Lady Rhea, brother, I will do my part as well. Brother, I believe in my professor. I wish to help, no matter the cost. I shall fight with all that I have. It is an honor to fight alongside each of you. Have I prevailed? Oh, most glorious! My practice was not in vain. What do you mean? Oh, goodness! It really is you, Professor! I cannot believe you are still of this world. We were so worried we would never see you again. I forgot something important at the Holy Mausoleum. I told my brother that I had to go back for it no matter what, and so here I am. Professor, what do you think? I see. Then it must be the right idea. That's true. Professor, I think we can leave expanding our army to my brother. He was always good at negotiating, and I believe he is best suited to the task. Professor, I am not sure I understand. Why is the Empire intent on making an enemy of the Church? Quite perplexing. If the Church disappears from Fodlan, I wonder if the Empire thinks that it will benefit them in some way. In truth, I feel that it will only confuse the people. What is meant by the way of the Church? What do they dislike about it? I see. But that is only Edelgard's desire, is it not? I cannot imagine that the people of Fodlan would want that for themselves. She may have high ideals, but she certainly lacks any compunction about throwing the world and its people into an awful war. It just seems so illogical. Thank you, dear brother. I finally feel I understand what is going on. Well, actually, I have a question for the professor. My brother mentioned that you slumbered for 5 years. Where was it that you slept? The bottom of a valley? In the water? That certainly sounds frigid. I would never choose such a place myself. I am surprised you did not fall ill under a rock. How similar we are, as it were. I took my rest in a casket made of stone. Oh, well, I suppose one's first long slumber is difficult to recall. I wonder if we can win on our own. Yes, I agree. Let us take them out in one fell swoop. Oh, how about House Daphne of the Alliance? I recall that their leader was quite exceptional. We were just talking about Rhea. Do you think so? I truly hope that is the case. Professor, it is so good to see you again. My brother and I were worried about you. But what will happen to the Lords of the Old Kingdom and Alliance territories? We're finally heading to Enbar, the capital city of the Empire. So many memories there. Oh, yes. Though it was a very long time ago, many people reside in Enbar. So we must take care to avoid needless casualties. Edelgard is not afraid to kill to achieve her aim. Still, we must not hold ourselves to the same twisted morality that she does. After all, we are here to stop her, not to follow her down her dark path. We all choose to fight back. We are all in this together. I am certain that if we join our strength, we can win this battle without losing a single soul. If we hesitate, the Imperial forces will return. Who is that? Is that not Deju? Will you now fight alongside us? Wait a moment. He is gone. I believe we should make our way there as well. Professor, brother, I have a letter. The Imperial General asked me to deliver this to my instructor. They are allies of Monica and Tomas, correct? The ones who were after my blood. And also the ones who destroyed Fort Mercius with that mysterious light. We are told they despise the children of the goddess, as well as those who live above ground. They are planning something horrible. So, Edelgard has made a temporary alliance with them in order to achieve her own aims. Professor, we must journey to Shambhala and stop them. We know nothing of the place, or what we can expect to find there. If we work together, I am certain all will be well. To think there is such a vast space hidden beneath the ground. How very creepy. Professor, are you able to carry on Rhea's work? As the protector of Fodlan, and as leader of the people who live here, you must defend the people. Guide them and teach them. Join their hearts and spread peace across the whole of the land. Perhaps it would help to seek counsel from our friends at the monastery about this matter. Professor, have you decided? Will you become the next ruler of Fodlan? What is wrong? Please, calm yourself, Rhea. I am terribly worried about Lady Rhea, but I believe we must save the Alliance first. The Death Knight. I did not wish to ever think of him again. The lives of Lady Rhea and everyone here are more important than all else. I shall be prepared. The people who are after my blood? Oh, but the professor is fighting alongside our foe. The same one who saved my life. Brother, I understand. If something were to happen to you, it would break my heart. I could not go on either. I cannot help but wonder if there is a way to end this without fighting the professor. Brother, please wait. You are departing for the Rhodos coast, are you not? I must come, but I must. Oh, Professor, you have come at just the right time. Surely it must be fate that you have appeared at a time of my greatest need. I only wish to make a small request. My dear brother is about to set forth on a most dangerous mission. I too wish to be of use to the church. And I do admit, I am terribly worried about my brother. No matter my protests, he will not allow me to come. Professor, this is where you can help. Will you accompany us both on this expedition? If you are there to protect me, my brother's fears will be allayed. Isn't that right, brother? I knew it! Please, Professor, will you join us? Wonderful. Let us depart at once. Please tend to your errands promptly. Then you will come along with us, yes? You are safe now, Mother. Finally. You may find peace. Mother loved the coast so much. She and I came here together often. Fishing was her favorite pastime. I used to sit and watch while she cast her line. Fish is my favorite food, it is true. Due in no small part to Mother, we cannot turn back the clock, Father. We must live our lives fully, in the present moment. Goodbye, Mother. I love you. I shall bring flowers again for you next time. Wow, I am delighted. I shall take it. What is this? Professor, may I ask you a question? Splendid! I see. That is not very helpful. I have succeeded. Not quite there, All thanks to your help. I would like to do this again sometime. I still have talent, I see. It shall be easy with you and I. There should be no problem. I am ready to begin. I feel the same. We must give it our all. Very well. If we must. Have a look at how we did. Professor, it is finished. Might you help me with a favor? You have helped me so much. I have done it. I failed. No need to discontinue with the praises. Professor, I will work harder. I already feel terrible enough. No need for harshness. I must call it a day. I am maturing at a rapid pace. They say experience feeds growth. I feel my strength building. A bit disappointing. My potential has been reached. Well worth the effort. I understand more every day. Aha! Committed to memory. I am always up for a new adventure. How joyous. Are these garments in style? Mother, I will see you soon. I am sorry. I must retreat. I am only just beginning. A new me? How momentous! I am eager to give this a go. I like the look of this. Hello there, Professor. Well, I call you that. But I am afraid I am not a student here myself. Should the opportunity arise, I would love to become a student and begin my studies in earnest. My brother would not be pleased if he heard you saying such things. The monastery is kind enough to provide a sanctuary for my brother and I. He's the only family I have. Saint Sethlin! Who is your favorite, Professor? If the flowers within the greenhouse are removed, they will soon wilt and wither. Is that not so, Professor? I feel I can empathize with them. The flowers that thrive, despite their environment, are truly inspiring, are they not? Professor, I am afraid I have acted a bit childishly toward my brother recently. Given the circumstances, I requested that he provide me with some candies. Silly of me, really. The timing was improper, and I regret it very much now. Oh, but more importantly, this place is off limits, Professor. It is only open to the public on the day of the goddess's rite of rebirth. Why is that fish so still? Wait, is it swimming sideways? Perhaps it is resigned to its woeful fate of being plucked from the water and eaten. Ah, Professor, you are so outgoing with all of the students. I would like to have more opportunities to connect with you, though I am certain my brother would disapprove. I told my brother I had a craving for some tasty fish. I did not realize when I did so that it would turn into, well, this. My apologies. Will you be taking part too, Professor? I must admit I am quite excited. I cannot recall the type of fish I was hoping to dine on. So, if you do manage to catch a fish, do you mind bringing it for me to see? Oh, you caught one! Yes, yes! Yay! This is it! This is the fish I have been pining for! I am so pleased! I shall cook it up immediately! What a shame. It is not the type I was hoping for. I am so happy to be part of your class, Professor. I honestly cannot recall the last time I interacted with others on a daily basis like this. It reminds me of when I was a child. That was so very long ago now. Oh, I mean very. Very, very, very long ago. Despite how young I may appear to you, I'm quite mature. You may be surprised, you know. Hello, Professor. The ball will soon be upon us. I can feel my heart fluttering already. I have never danced in front of people before. Not even once in all my life. I am very much looking forward to it. Have you heard yet about the White Heron Cup? If you have yet to choose a representative, do you mind terribly if I volunteer? Oh, thank you, Professor. I am overcome with joy. Just you wait until my feet touch the ballroom floor. Understood. Oh well. Either way, I am still so excited about the ball. Yes? Do you need me for anything, Professor? I would be happy for some dancing guidance should you have any. Thank you so much. I am eager to improve my dancing. I see. Perhaps soon. Professor, we did it! Together! Did you enjoy my dance moves? Oh no. We lost. I do hope I made good progress with my dance technique, though. You have lost your father. Now more than ever, do I understand how very lucky I am that you were able to save me. Professor, I deeply appreciate what you have done. Thank you. If there is anything at all I can do in return, please tell me, okay? Professor, I am so happy. Your new hair and eye color suit you well. We make quite the pair. Oh my! Professor, you certainly transformed. Your hair and eyes complement mine. I am so pleased. But recently, I sense that things are a bit strained between Lady Rhea and my brother. She wants to do something at the Holy Tomb. I do not know what, but whenever it has concluded, I hope they will return to their friendship, as it has always been. Professor, war is breaking out again, is it not? There was a truly terrible war, once upon a time. An honorable notion. Do you think there is something to be done? Whatever shall we do? I never wanted another war. All we can do is steel ourselves for the fight ahead. I want to escape all of this. Run away along with my dear brother. Judith is a wonderful person. So strong and confident as well. Looking upon her, I was sharply reminded of my mother. I hope she will rest now, and leave it up to you and my brother to see things through. I have faith in Lady Rhea's convalescence. But even so, what she needs now is rest. And while she is recovering, somebody must watch over Fodlan. There is no one more fit to wear such a mantle than you, Professor. That is what I believe. I do not doubt the others feel the same. It has been only 5 years, yet so much has changed. Half of the kingdom has fallen to the Empire. Skirmishes are rife throughout the Alliance. Despite such tumult, we look upon the same sky, unchanged by the storm happening beneath it. Yes, it would be nice, I suppose. Things were simpler then. Or so they seemed to be at the time. Indeed, I gazed up at this same sky with Mother and Father. It does not feel so long ago at all. Wait, but how would you know, Professor? Being here brings back all manner of memories. The days I spent studying here with you and everyone else. Those days were so special to me. They were truly some of the warmest days of my life. I hold them dear in my heart, and now, to be forced to fight with those I was once so close to, my friends. It is most saddening, standing face to face with those whom I went to school with. On the field of battle, how inhuman war is, how horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war marks the end of such foolish behavior. You plan to aid Claude, do you not? I think that is absolutely marvelous. Being opposing forces at the Battle of Gronder was ill-fated. It hurt to side against him. I am happy that things have taken a brighter turn now. The Death Knight. I shudder to think of him. Professor, you remember my connection to him, do you not? What? You have forgotten about when I was kidnapped 5 years ago? I am still working through the trauma from back then. All these years later, if we meet him, I swear I will have my revenge. Professor, I am so glad you are unharmed. No matter the path you walk, I will be with you every step of the way. Anything you ask of me, I shall see it through. You saved my life, and I am in your debt. Judith is a wonderful person, so strong and confident as well. Looking upon her, I am sharply reminded of my mother. Not in the slightest. Rather, it is her way of being, her demeanor. Brilliantly bright and positive, like a warm ray of light. Very much so. Both brilliantly bright and positive, like a warm ray of light. I lost my mother long ago. I miss her desperately. The Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Has it truly been 5 years since then? Can you recall whether it was before or after I joined your class, Professor? That is not at all the case, Professor. Your memory serves you poorly. I am glad you have not forgotten. It was shortly after I joined your class. I remember it like it was yesterday, standing face to face with those whom I went to school with. On the field of battle, how inhuman war is, how horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war marks the end of such foolish behavior. I was born in Enbar. My mother and father met in a church there. Not too long after, I was brought into the world. I do not understand how war can happen in such a precious place. It is most regrettable. I am so glad that Rhea is unharmed. My brother continues to worry about her, however. Of course, I am worried myself. I cannot imagine being in that situation while in such a state. She should just leave things to you and Claude and get the rest she needs. Please keep quiet. Rhea is sleeping right now. She does not appear to be very well. I beg of you. Please do everything you can to prevent an assault from Nemesis. Excuse me, Professor. May I have a moment of your time? Ah, wonderful. I was hoping you might enlighten me. About yourself, that is. You see, I happen to be quite curious about you. Well, because there is something different about you. You possess an air of mystery I could not help but notice when first we met. I am intrigued, to say the least. I find it rather difficult to put into words. Were I to wax poetic, I would say you remind me of the sea. Have you ever been, Professor? The sea is vast, boundless. On the surface, all seems still. Yet beneath that stillness, it is unfathomably deep. Within, it teems with life. Yet without, one is lucky to glimpse a fleeting shadow. And yet, all one must do is cast a line to grasp hold of all that life. You cannot see it at a glance, but it is there all the same. About fish, of course. Oh, bother. I got sidetracked, didn't I? Right. About the sea. During a storm, the once calm waters become mighty enough to overturn even the vastest ships. Not unlike you. You are calm. You carry yourself with poise. Yet you wield great power. My brother is uncertain of you, however. He referred to you as a youth of dubious origin. My brother was uncertain of you at first. He once referred to you as a youth of dubious origin. Oh, but please do not think ill of him. He is incredibly dedicated to his work, so surely you'll understand why he would have doubts about one of whom he knows so little. Nobody even seems to know your age. Incidentally, how old are you? Wait, you do not know your own age? You truly are mysterious. Aha! I suspect that if you choose not to say, you must be quite young. Looking at you, It is quite difficult for me to determine. I wonder... Could you be younger than your own students? Who? Me? Well, I am roughly the same age as the other youths here. Be that as it may, it is simply not the case. Oh, by the way, I have actually been considering enrolling in the academy myself, but my brother will not allow it. He is a touch overprotective at times. Oh, by the way, you should know I had actually been considering enrolling in the academy for a while. I have endured hard times, but I am so grateful that those very experiences led to my acceptance at the academy. Oh, my apologies. I am sure you have much work to do. I will not keep you any longer. We must speak again sometime, if that would be all right. Have a lovely day. It has been a while since we last spoke, Professor. Spare me a moment again, will you not? You recall how you helped me and allowed me to join your class, yes? I have learned a great many things since then. Indeed, I have truly grown so much. This personal growth is due in large part to you, and I wish to express my gratitude. Sincerely. Excuse me? Are you implying that I am still naive? I will have you know that I have made many friends and am constantly learning new things. Why, when I go to the market, alone, I even haggle. You must be familiar with the delicate art of haggling, in which one negotiates a lower asking price for an item. That is the type of knowledge common only to those as mature as myself. Who? Me? Have you not asked this once before? It is a bit rude to ask repeatedly, you know. Is that so? Well, it seems we have something in common, since I do not know your age either. Come now. There is nothing to be gained from focusing so heavily on age. Touching on a previous discussion, I think I have learned more about you. I mentioned how you possess an air of mystery. I compared you to any old sea, but I have come to realize you are more like a particular sea, one I have seen before. When I was quite small, my mother would take me out to play in the sea. She was an excellent fisher, my mother. I grew to love fish deeply because of her. Well, you see, fish are... Wait, I was talking about the sea, was I not? Anyhow, I sense that, like the sea, your depths are seemingly impenetrable. Yet, despite your unknowable depths, there is something familiar about you. It's as if we have met somewhere, long, long ago. No, I do not think so. It is all quite strange, really. I wonder if we might be distant relatives. No, that cannot be it either. After all, if we were related, that would mean... Though considering all that Rhea has done, it is not entirely outside the realm of possibility. Still, I do not think you could be a complete stranger either. Both your hair and eyes are unmistakably... Oh, apologies. Just muttering to myself. It is nothing. Mutterings aside, I mean to say that you do not feel like a stranger to me. For whatever reason, I feel deeply connected to you. And for this, I am glad. Oh, hello, Professor. How nice to see you. You caught me off guard. I was actually just thinking about you just a moment ago. Well, I am afraid I just do not understand you. When we first met, I sensed something different about you, something mysterious, and now I am convinced your existence itself is very special. Thinking on it, I know it to be true. You have a crest that should have been lost long ago. You wield the sword of the Creator as if it is nothing. Your hair and eye color changed on that day 5 years ago to the same sort of color as mine and my brother's. I do not know. My brother refused to speak to me of it. I do not know. My brother refuses to speak to me of it. Since then, you have led us into battle and, thus far, we have always come out victorious. Your comrades and colleagues adore you. They believe in you, in your strength. I doubt there is a single soul who is likened to you. Who are you, really? I simply do not understand. So there are details you do not wish to share. Whatever the case may be, having hair like mine is proof that there is something exceptional about you. I may as well come forward with things. I, too, am unlike others. Surely you recall when I was targeted, specifically for my blood? I may not be special in the ways you are, but my blood is rare. It seems the two of us share a special differentness. I also believe that we are bound together in some way. Of this I am certain. Therefore, I intend to stay by your side and watch over you. Your existence must be preserved at all cost. Certainly those are the words of a hero. Let us unite our powers. Together, we are unstoppable. Tell me, what is it you were actually trying to say? You cannot possibly be serious. How can this be true? You are sincerely saying that the progenitor god Sothis dwells within you, and that you have inherited her power? That is utterly bizarre. If I may be so bold, do you consider yourself male or female? I have only ever heard you referred to as a male, but Sothis is most assuredly female. Am I to believe that you are a male goddess? I am not certain how much sense that makes. I suppose there are circumstances by which such a thing is possible. Oh, are you not? But if you have inherited her power, then surely the two of you have become one. It all makes my head spin. I suppose I will take your word for it. This is a ring. Oh my, it is beautiful. So delicate and feminine. Is this your ring? So then you walk around with a woman's ring. Surely this is proof that... Am I? Oh, wait! Now I recall. I have heard that it is customary to bestow a ring upon the person one wishes to marry, which would mean... Does this mean what I think it means? Me? You? Us? You mean to tell me that you have fallen in love with me? I think I might faint. No one has ever... Well, of course they have not. Oh, my apologies. I am quite taken aback. Are you most certain I am the one whom you love? I always knew there was a deep, special bond between us. I never quite imagined that it might develop into this. Or perhaps I did imagine it. Often. I must ask once more. Are you certain that you are not the goddess Sothis? This is all so surreal. I graciously accept your proposal and this beautiful ring. Your heart is as vast as the ocean. I ask that you wrap me in your embrace, for now and for all eternity. Professor? Is that you over there? It seems both of us were curious about this place. Oh, perhaps I was mistaken. I figured you had come to this tower after having heard the legend. You have not heard of it then? I suppose I only recently learned of it myself. From a friend. Legend tells that on the night of a ball, when a man and woman pledge vows at this very tower, the goddess will bestow her blessing, ensuring those vows come to pass. Of course, such things do not really come to pass. But there are many who place stock in this legend. I wondered what sort of vows youths tend to pledge. So here I am, hoping to gain deeper understanding, only to bump into you. Are you meeting someone here, perchance? That's unfortunate. I wonder if anyone else will be coming. Professor? If the legend were true, what type of vow might you pledge? No ideas? Perhaps your imagination is lacking due to the lack of a partner. What say you to being my partner? How about sharing a vow with me? I'll give you until the count of 3 to come up with something heartfelt and honorable. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Oh, you made my heart flutter. I see. This is the type of vow one would make to another. You've taught me well, as a professor should. I'm most certainly wiser and more mature than I was, even just moments ago. Oh dear. What if the goddess really did hear your vow? Although, I suppose I would not mind if that turned out to be the case. I bid you good evening. Indeed I am. I have been working away on this meal for hours now. The only thing is, each time it is my turn to tend to the meals, those in the dining hall seem to miraculously become very busy and evacuate the premises. I make the food, but nobody is ever here to eat it. I do not understand what the issue is. It is such a waste. Even my brother seems to evaporate every time I am in the kitchen. It is quite peculiar. Really? I mean, Yes, please, have some. It is not perfect, but I am certain it will taste quite nice all the same. You liked it? Wow, nobody has ever liked anything I've cooked. If I cannot get anyone else to eat this meal, though, it is going to spoil and go to waste. It is no secret to me that I am not very good at cooking. You actually want more? There is no need for false flattery. The few times I have asked my brother whether or not he enjoyed my cooking, He could not even give me a straight answer. My own brother! Perhaps. I hope you enjoy the rest of the meal. Why are you out and about so late, Dimitri? Me? I was feeling restless and came here to think. How funny. But are you feeling well? You look fairly pale. Oh my. Headaches are quite troublesome, are they not? I am sure it will subside soon. Actually, I am quite talented when it comes to healing magic. If you will allow me, I will have you feeling better in no time. But why not? Have I offended you somehow? I see. That would explain your somber demeanor. Still, I do not agree with all you are saying. I feel that if I were your father or any of your dear friends whom you lost, I would want you to let go of me eventually. I would never want someone whom I care deeply for to be pained by the loss of me for eternity. And I doubt they would want that either. We cannot ask them directly, but we can imagine how they might have felt. You know who they were as people. As for me, if I am ever to be but a memory in your future, I want you to remember me in a way that brings you joy. I would want you to smile when you recalled me, to feel warmed by the notion that I cherished your company. I cannot imagine I am the only one who feels this way. Surely anyone who loved another would wish only for their peace and happiness. I must apologize. I was out of line, clearly. I must get some rest now. Please do not stay up too late yourself. Up this late practicing with your lance, are you? Well, in a certain sense, yes. Can you spare a moment? Thank you. I want to apologize to you. When last we spoke, I mishandled the situation. You did? My cooking certainly is not something people often compliment me on. An apology is not necessary. You were only trying to be kind, after all. Just the same, it was nice to hear. Oh, hey! I have an idea. What if you sampled some really pungent food, or something extremely spicy? Maybe that would, yes? No need for the flattery. Anyhow, maybe someday you will get your taste back. I hope then you will be able to compliment me sincerely about my cooking. Listen, Dimitri, the truth is, I am afraid of sleeping. I am afraid that when I close my eyes, I shall fall into a very deep sleep, one from which I cannot wake up. For years upon years. Then when I finally awaken, everyone I know and love will be long gone, vanished with the sands of time. I am sure it seems silly, but try as I might, I cannot shake this fear. I appreciate the sentiment. Even so, one day... Oh? What is that? I am not so sure that is a good thing. You really do not pick up on subtle cues, do you? Well... It is all a part of your charm, I suppose. With you here, I finally feel I can sleep without having to worry at all. Someday you appreciate food. As expected, I am not finding anything at all. Oh, I was just hoping for general reading that might illustrate the lives of city dwellers. I haven't need of official records or anything of the like. Just some light reading on the subject. Oh, you know, books that cover things like what types of activities young people enjoy, how they spend their free time, popular fashions and trends, things of that sort. And even, perhaps, stories about romance. My brother? I am afraid I do not follow. I see. I did not realize he had a hand in such things. Well, I suppose it really is no use searching here. Well, truth be told, I am not particularly well-versed in the ways of ordinary people. Setheth never taught me of such things, and he strictly forbade me from spending much time out and about on my own. I understand and appreciate that he acted from a place of concern, of course. Of course not. No, you are mistaken. I was not aware that my speech differed so greatly from my companions. Do I really sound so... formal to you? Hello there, Claude. No, not particularly. I was merely looking. This again? There is truly nothing of interest to discuss on that topic. Might I suggest giving up entirely? Truth be told, my brother has asked that I not speak of my background to anyone. Truth be told, my brother forbade me to speak of my background to anyone, and I do not plan on betraying his trust, even now. You've concocted a theory, have you? I suppose there is no harm in listening to it. Where did you learn of this? You mean to suggest that my brother and I are the children's children of Flayn? An interesting theory, to say the least. But surely you must know, Saint Sethlene was never married. There are no tales of her having ever had children. About what exactly? Well, yes. I see no reason to hide that fact. Such flattery. That is not something I am willing to share, unfortunately. However, since you are so passionate on the matter, I will promise you something. If you somehow manage to uncover the truth of my identity, I will acknowledge it as truth. If you do somehow figure it out, then I would ask something of you, Claude. I would ask that you reveal your own true identity. It has been clear to me for quite some time now that you are no ordinary noble. I have been pondering, well, you, quite a lot lately. The curiosity is enough to drive me mad. I have told you already, I am quite all right. I do not care what you have to say. I could not bear to stand here and do nothing. Eavesdropping, were you? Well, you are spot on. I do wish you would leave me be and learn to trust me. And what is that? Pardon me? How can you be so sure? Hilda's brother is not so different, you know. How can you be so sure? Hilda's brother and Raphael are quite similar, are they not? I imagine that is because Have you confronted my brother with your theory? That sounds most entertaining. I would love to see you give it a try. Perhaps you could request
Father, please grant me your daughter's hand in marriage.
I can feel my face turning red. Do you mean to say that the right time will come eventually, then? As though this were something easily shelved. This topic holds far more appeal than that of identities, if you ask me. Oh, what is that lovely smell? It seems to be coming from the training area. What could it be? Good day to you, Ferdinand. You smell amazing. That is you I am smelling, is it not? Aha! Yes, that is the smell, all right. I see. I thought maybe you were doing some cooking. You smell a bit like food. But I suppose that is the oil tricking my nose. Not really, no. But is that oil not also used for cooking? For things like frying meat or drizzling over a nice crisp salad? Things of that nature? Were I to coat my armor in oil that smells of food, I would be distracted by hunger at all times. I suppose you're right. And actually, all of this talk of delicious oil has made me hungry. I must apologize, Ferdinand, but I cannot wait even a moment for you. I am famished. I shall be in the dining hall, getting my fill of fried goodies. Good day, Ferdinand. Working on your armor again, as usual? It is not as though I am always searching for a meal. I am rather interested in armor. Do you mind if I peer over your shoulder while you work? Thank you for allowing me the pleasure. Oh, so many different types. Wow! Helmets, armor, gauntlets. The range of defensive items seems innumerable. This one seems different from the rest of them. It is akin to a gauntlet, except... Huh? Oh, I am well. But what was that? No, I am the one who was overly curious and reached out without permission. My apologies. But, when you snatched me out of harm's way, you embraced me quite tightly. No, it is not that at all. It is just... You hugged me so tight. Not at all. Not in the slightest. Anyway, I had better be on my way. Why would you need to do that? I'm not sure that's entirely the case. To be perfectly honest, I felt a bit embarrassed. When you embraced me before, it really caught me off guard. You're surprisingly strong for how slender you appear. Anyway, it all got me rather flustered. I see. So you have a well of strength for embracing people, it seems. Is that so? So the embrace was nothing more than a rescue. Perhaps I was flustered needlessly. I wonder if you would consider embracing me when my life is not in peril, because I'd like to feel that way again. That's why. How about it? Or is your capacity for embracing limited exclusively to warfare? I'm delighted. Does right now work for you? Agreed. Better to let this be our little secret. Now then, where is that book on dance? Hello, Linhart. What is it? I know a little of her, as do many. But what does this have to do with me? I am quite certain that it does not. As a matter of fact, I do not appreciate your disrespectful approach to this topic. I actually meant that you are being disrespectful to Saint Sethlene. If you must, yes, I do. I am confident in my abilities. I am glad of my abilities, for it is a way in which I am able to help others. I am very busy searching for a book. I will be going now. Another one, Linhart? When will you leave me in peace? Well, yes. I've been trying to keep that quiet. I am aware. Oh, is it? You and I related? I am quite certain that is not the case. No, I do not. However, it's true she's unmarried. Was unmarried. That is. I hate to disappoint you, but I'm not a descendant of Saint Flayn. Of this, I can assure you. What was that you were mumbling to yourself? He always acts so oddly. It makes me ill at ease. Oh, good day, Linhart. At the moment, I'm simply browsing history books. Reading these, it's easy to imagine what it would feel like to exist long ago. And why not? It's only a figure of speech. Goodness, this again? A troublesome experiment? You know I do not like pain. I beg your pardon? Are you actually speaking about a hypothetical future with me? Involving children? Do you mind going back to what you mentioned earlier? The part about marrying and having children. I've always believed, rather firmly, that marriage is something between two people who love one another. This is the first I've heard of such a thing from you. Does conversing with me tire you out so much? Experimental marriage and children? He likes me? I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Tonight's meal looks exquisite. Time for me to make the most of this opportunity. I am not sure it is your business to tell me how to consume my meal. You must admit this food is absolutely delectable. I have not eaten something this tasty in ages. I suppose my enthusiasm is a tad overwhelming. Do you happen to know who cooked this meal? You are the chef? I do not think I have ever been brought to tears by a meal. Oh, Dedu, you are a chef without peer. Why, that was truly more delicious than anything I have eaten in all my years. No need for modesty. I could certainly never make anything even remotely so delicious. That gives me an idea. Will you please teach me how to cook such delicacies as the one I ate just now? Indeed, I have never been so emotional over cuisine. You must teach me your ways. Oh, I would not dream of it. Thank you, Chef Dedu. Certainly, Chef Dedu. No, not in the slightest. I just got momentarily sleepy. It happens to me from time to time. Let me see. First, chop the vegetables. Coming right up, Chef. Dedu? I am so bored. Day in and day out, it is nothing but dicing vegetables and waiting for water to boil. I want to feel like I am actually cooking. It is not as though I do not know the basics. He could at least let me hold the spatula sometime. Chef Dedu, I was hoping to speak with you regarding something that has been on my mind. Surely you have noticed my skill while wielding pans and knives. Therefore, I think it is time you taught me how to cook. Beyond all this water boiling and vegetable chopping business. But why? Come now. You have seen how I use a ladle. You know I'm good for it. He has left me no option but to take matters into my own hands. Stubborn you may be, Chef Dedu, but I will show you the true meaning of delicious. Hello there, Dedu. I just want to say that I am really terribly sorry. I tried to cook on my own. It was an absolute disaster. Adding all that seasoning. What a mistake. But Chef, that is, Dedu, I defied your instructions. Quite blatantly, I might add. I tried to cook before I had gained mastery over the tools. I have been a terrible student. Are you going to stop teaching me now? Not in the slightest. I desperately want to learn from you. Truly? You actually ate the food I made? I learned by watching you. I was certain you would be angry with me. It is decided then. Someday, you will exclaim that something I made is delicious. I do not quite know how many years it will take, but I am willing to rise to the challenge. Please help me get there. Of course, Chef. Dedu, rather. Oh, this is so exciting. Let me see. Chef Dedu, Master Chef Duda. Oh, Supreme Chef Deddy Pie. Oh, I know! Chef Deddles! Spectacular work, Felix! Oh, my apologies. I simply thought you were doing a great job. Just how sharp is that blade of yours, Felix? Do you imagine you might be able to cut something cleanly with it? Wonderful. I have a special request for you then. I do. I shall toss them one by one to you, and you shall make a sweeping blow to slice them. I saw a knight do it once, so surely you can as well. Or perhaps you are worried that you are not capable. Right. Show me what you are made of. Here it comes. All of them, if you insist. Here we go. Wow, you truly are spectacular. You are undoubtedly the most revered woodcutter in all the land. Now I am intrigued. Next time, let us try an even larger woodpile. Oh no, my surprise is spoiled. I had brought some fruits for you to cut up in addition to the firewood. I thought some variation might prove amusing. I cannot imagine what could be better than chopping fruit. You say that as though you have many enemies. So you would rather chop people than firewood. Is that it? Surely it is not forbidden to use your sword for other things, like chopping fruit. Swords that cut inanimate objects are serving a much finer purpose than those that cut living beings. And what purpose might that be? He certainly is a stubborn one. Felix, do not fret. I have not come to ask you to chop wood. I have other things to speak of with you. You said that for one to live, they must also be prepared to kill. No, I do not have a problem with it at all. I simply want you to live too. Excuse me, I am not finished yet. During this time of war, you must wield your sword to ensure your own life. If that is the case, then it follows that we should bring an end to this war. Perhaps that is true, but once all is said and done, there would no longer be a need to kill, only to live. Is that not so? I do not think that is anything you should worry yourself over. If the war ends and peace reigns, I shall be sure to have plenty of wood chopping for you to do. And you will never be short on fruits and vegetables to chop for me either. If you felt like you lost your purpose in life, surely you would find a new purpose. It is not like you to be afraid of losing something after all. Oh, that brings me such joy, Felix. Together we can make this a reality. I can see it now. A life where you slice vegetables rather than people. I will greatly enjoy the day when we inhabit a world like that. Now just a moment, Sylvain. If you must speak with me, I implore you to do so from where you stand. My apologies if this comes across as rude, but please do not come any closer to me. I am sorry. My brother has explicitly warned me not to go near you. I am sorry. My brother always explicitly warned me not to go near you. He used those very words. Is it true then? Of course I would prefer to believe that, but one can never know for certain. Particularly when similar stories are constantly in circulation about you. I have heard that men and women alike have been seduced by your nefarious ways. I have heard that you toy with people's emotions, like a cat toys with its prey. Well, perhaps not. You do not strike me as much of a charmer. Did I not tell you, Sylvain? Stay away from me. Truly, there are countless terrible stories of your behavior. I've heard that you panic when there aren't women around to flirt with, that you've gone as far as flirting with horses and even chickens. I would like to believe that you are a sincere and reputable person, Sylvain, but there is no smoke without fire. Or so the saying goes. Until I can be certain, please refrain from coming too close to me. Now, if you will excuse me, I must be on my way. Sylvain, I wanted to apologize about my treatment of you earlier, Sylvain. I am not normally one to put stock in such rumors. Oh, I am so sorry to hear of your illness. Perhaps my magic will help heal you. No? Are you not ill then? Of course. Sylvain, I look forward to getting to know you without the falsity of rumors. You would treat me to a feast? That is very kind of you. I hear that very frequently. Thank you. Anyway, what type of meal were you considering, Sylvain? I would love some seafood, followed by a delicious cake. Oh, I am absolutely famished, as I often am. Shall we be on our way? Yet another lovely day. On such a fine day as this, it would certainly be nice to go for a stroll with someone. I wonder if anyone is around. Oh my, such awful noises. Who, or rather, what is making those sounds? My apologies. I feel a bit better now. Well, you startled me, appearing out of nowhere and making such sounds. What is it you are doing here anyway? Wow, are you really capable of lifting something so massive, Raphael? That was magnificent. Do you suppose I could give it a try as well? Tiny or no, I want to be stronger. Do you have any tips for someone both willing and eager to grow? Ah, you are a font of knowledge. Can you apply your wisdom and show me by example? Yeah! Hurrah! Whoa! How did I fare? Do I look stronger now? It's working! I knew this would help! Hello, Raphael. Are you well? Any chance you might be training today? I imagine so. Mind if I tag along? I have been practicing my battle cries. I believe you shall notice a marked improvement. Rah! Yeah! Oh, hearing it anew is positively invigorating. I have much training ahead if I am to become as strong as you. I won't be satisfied until my body is as strong as my mind. As my body is so frail, my brother is endlessly worrying over me. Then surely you understand. I want to give my brother peace of mind. If I don't get stronger, I won't be able to do all the things I wish to do. But I'm quite enjoying this. I have never shouted so loudly in all my life. Each time I allow myself to let go in such a way, I feel invigorated. Just you wait. I've only just begun. Kya! Rah! Rah! Ah! Ah! Yeah! Oh, thank you. This water tastes absolutely divine. I'm not so sure I'm stronger, but somehow, when I shout, I'm able to move more books than normal. Although my brother becomes very anxious anytime he hears me shouting. I do suppose my body feels a bit sturdier now, though. I'm so very grateful to you, Raphael. But doesn't all this shouting keep you from your precious workout regimen? Isn't that wonderful? Come along, Raphael's muscles. We can do this. It is my wish that someday I'll be able to lift a log all on my own with these arms of mine. Invincible! I like the sound of that. Rah! Ah! Rah! Rah! Oh, no need for concern. I'm quite all right. No, nothing of the sort. I just got a bit dizzy, standing up so quickly. Come now. I appreciate the concern, but I am quite all right. Look, I am perfectly fine now. See? Ignatz, are you there? Mm-hmm. I understand now. Though I know little regarding affairs of the heart, even I can clearly see one's intent when they stare so much. I am sorry, but at the moment I am not looking for... Well, you just what? What is it? Fascinated. By me? I see. No, not at all. Tell me, what are your thoughts on Saint Cethline exactly? Very good. You passed the test. This time. Very good. As a reward, I shall not report your behavior to my brother. This time. Well then, farewell. Perhaps we will have another chance to chat later. What are you doing? And why is it you're doing that precisely? Well, how lovely. But how is researching her exploits necessary for painting? Ah, so you were hoping to find out what type of girl she was. I see. Yes, it is all quite clear to me now. Okay then. Allow me to share with you what I know of Cethline's deeds. Long ago, in a world ravaged by war, Cethline led a secluded life with her father, Keyhole. One day, they met Saint Seros, who was grieved by the chaos and destruction of war. And so, the three decided to join forces. At the Battle of Tailtine, they fought against the 10 elites led by Nemesis, who sought to conquer the whole world. Cethline tended to her allies on the field of battle, until she exhausted all her strength. Then, she fell into a long slumber. Interesting story, is it not? Have you perhaps learned something new about Cethline? Incredible! Well, I haven't heard that before. I feel certain you and I will be fast friends. Let us talk again soon. Oh, hello, Ignatz. What an unexpected surprise. No wonder I've repeatedly felt someone's eyes boring holes into the back of my head lately. You're quite lucky my brother hasn't noticed. It would be wise to back away from me before he does. Although, I shall agree to your request, on the understanding that you paint me to be more illustrious than Saint Cethline. Am I not the more illustrious? The more breathtaking? An admirer, You say such funny things. Now then, would you like me to pose? Oh, I have many ideas up my sleeve. Are you certain about that? It sounds rather dull. How long will it take you? Actually, I have changed my mind. No longer do you need to paint me as illustrious. Instead, paint me as fierce! Did you not just say that Saint Cethline had an impressive and fierce way about her? Well, if that is the case, then I too would like to look fierce. You're welcome to paint me repeatedly until you get the expressiveness just right. Rather, you must paint me repeatedly until I am satisfied with the outcome. Not at all. We're friends, aren't we? I am happy to help with a friend's request, even if it takes centuries to complete. You worry too much, brother. Had that not happened, I would have never been allowed to join the professor's class. Even from something so dire, some good did come of it. I am very much aware of that. You wanted to speak to me of something? I do appreciate the offer. But all the students and professors have treated me exceptionally well. You worry far too much. There is truly nothing to share, and nothing for you to fret over. Enough! I made it clear that nothing is wrong. I stand by my word. Well, there is one concern that comes to mind. There is a certain somebody who seems determined to get in the way of my friendships with my classmates. It is you, brother. Now then, I must be on my way. Brother! I thought I made it clear that I do not want you meddling in the affairs of me and my friends. It has come to my attention that you have been running about asking people what they think of me. Asking everyone! I cannot emphasize enough how embarrassed I was when I found out. And you have caused such a stir for those whom you questioned. Why, one person even said he feared for his life when you cornered him in the dining hall. He is nothing more than a friend. Kindly keep out of my social business in the future. Who I befriend is absolutely none of your business. Do you know what they call people like you? Overprotective meddlers. I am no longer a child. Are you incapable of trusting me, even a little, as my brother? Oh, never mind it. If you'll excuse me. Here to pester me, brother, regardless of what I say to you. It is not as though it has any effect in reducing your worry over me. Of that I am well aware. I am touched that you care so deeply. When I think of it, it is my own fault that you have become so overprotective. I cannot blame you. Ever since then, I have been afraid of falling asleep. My fear of sleeping is outmatched only by my fear of spending my life alone, even if it cannot last. I want to live among my peers as one of them, as an ordinary person, similar to how you and Mother coexisted with your own comrades back then, fighting side by side. Father, nobody is listening, Father. Let me address you as such just this once. I have valued the quiet days you and I have spent alone together, but I am no longer a child. Just as you and Mother met one another, and eventually I was brought into the world, it seems I have no choice in the matter. I shall allow you to worry about me enough for yourself and Mother both. But only that much and no more, my dear Father Keyhole. Hello, Professor Manuela. I wish you to know that I have heard ever so much about your talents. Singing! Why, you are wonderfully skilled at it, are you not? Why, I have even overheard people saying your voice is akin to the singing of a goddess. Oh, the students are always speaking of it, which got me to thinking I may be the only person in all of the academy who's never heard your beautiful voice in song. So, I was wondering, Manuela, might you sing a little something for me? Mittelfrank? What do those words mean precisely? Oh, wow! In all of Enbar? They must not have been around when I was living there. Indeed. Although I was quite a bit younger at the time. It is where I was born, as a matter of fact. Yes, that could be. And what precisely is the function of an opera troupe? I understand now. I certainly have experience in the fine art of storytelling. There is often singing, as a part of story time for the children at the monastery. Theaters, they're called? You mean to say that there are buildings exclusively used for telling stories? Hello, Manuela. I was just wondering, what was it like back when you were involved with that opera troupe? Your life must have been quite different from how it is here, I imagine. It sounds like a world all its own. Thank you. I find the topic fascinating. What sort of roles did you tend to be cast in? As the lead performer, did you play the part of a princess much? Oh, I can only imagine how illustrious that would be. Wondrous. It all sounds so very glamorous. Despite how rigorous a schedule you kept, it sounds like the hard work was worth those fleeting moments on stage. Mine has always been a quiet life. It is hard not to feel a twinge of envy, hearing such stories from you. What do you mean? Oh, please, I would love to hear all about it. Manuela, do you recall what you told me? You mentioned that If a place shines brighter than anywhere else, then its shadows will be darker too. It most certainly did not sound like a joke. Can you please elaborate? Of course, I love hearing about your glamorous past performing on stage. But all that glamour doesn't account for the shadows you spoke of. Not at all. Understanding you more deeply, I can see how much strength has been required of you all this time. I am well aware that survival and striving for dreams sometimes means doing things we would not normally do. Perhaps because you have been so strong, lived with such conviction. Perhaps that is why your songs have touched so many people's hearts. I would like to rescind my original request of you. Indeed. Instead, I have a different request. I would like to see you perform an opera on stage. I imagine you have experienced much since you left the opera company. It follows then that you have developed new insights, charm, and wisdom to share. Agreed. Let us make the curtain fall on this war as soon as possible. That is exactly what I yearn for. My mother was an excellent cook. You would think such a talent would be hereditary. A bit of this, a bit of that. This will make it all the tastier. Do you not agree? This is nearly as delicious as Mother's cooking. I would happily eat this every day. My brother used to scold me for being too picky, so I have grown to develop a taste for most things. There are not many foods I will refuse, but that does not mean I will eat just anything. It is so much fun to sing with others. I am honored that you invited me. You look odd today. Are you feeling all right? It is a different style from everyone's uniforms. But I do love the patterning on the hem. Lively places are my favorite. I like the monastery because there are always so many people bustling about. I desire to see the ocean again. It is difficult being so far away from it. You are an interesting person, Professor. You do not seem to know much about yourself. Have you any idea how many types of fish there are? It is unthinkable. There are different sizes, shapes, colors. Oh, I find it fascinating. Whenever I look at you, a wave of nostalgia washes over me. I wonder why that is. I have a fear of sleeping. I worry that I will awake, and everyone I know and love will have vanished. I am pleased that you invited me. Much time has passed, has it not? Ever since your hair shifted to look more like mine, I feel so much closer to you. I was born in Embar, though I have lived in remote lands far away at times. You and I are of a rare breed. We should take care of each other. Even if I fall asleep, please do not leave my side. Promise you will stay near. That tea was very delicious. Please take care, Professor. Oh, that is mine. Thank you so very much. I wonder who this belongs to. I have not the faintest idea. You know about my favorite tea. I am moved. This smell. This tea is more subtle than the standard fare. Hey. Oh. Huh? Right. No. I see. Oh. What? Actually, so, by the way, might you? Well, right. Oh, what? Professor, I am ever so grateful. Brother, delicious. So soothing. Have some, Professor. I am with you this time, brother. Must you always take away all the fun from me, thanking me? But you did everything. That is because you attempted to do everything yourself. Next time, allow me to help. It is about time you admitted that I can pull my weight. I will not let you down. We did splendidly. However, you could not help but step in, despite what you said. It was certainly a struggle, but we pulled through. Meals always taste best when it is a company of 3 or more at the table. Having a meal together like this makes me feel like you are part of our family, Professor. Surely I am capable of carrying something the size of 2 fists. Please, brother,